Hey, what's the crack, and welcome to my video where I will be showing you how I went full America and got the platinum trophy for Far Cry 5. And we're going to start this platinum journey off with the first trophy that I managed to get, called the Spark. And how I got this trophy is by clearing out Dutch's island, by rescuing the civilian, taking out an outpost, and climbing a tower to get Dutch back his internet signal so he can start playing online poker. I then showed up to the town called Falls End, and it was lovely. And while there, they gave me a mission to do of getting back their big rig. And while driving that big rig back, I managed to get my next trophy called Road Gunner. And how I managed to unlock this trophy is just by using the cannons that were on the big rig to kill 25 enemies. I then managed to get enough attention to actually get captured. And this is where we meet John, the first of the seeds that will not sprout. And of course, like any other religious nut, he tries to force his religion upon us by baptizing me. But not to worry, I don't take up the new religion and I end up escaping. And then after meeting a new friend, I managed to unlock my next trophy called A Wing and a Prayer. And how I managed to end up getting this trophy is by going into a camp and rescuing my new friend's plane and flying it all the way back to him. I imagine this is what every American would be like if someone tried to invade their home and they shout that stereotypical thing like, "Get off my lawn!" You Are Wrath is the next trophy I managed to unlock. And how I got this trophy is by coming in, murdering everyone in my path, and for John to tell me that I am Wrath, even though he is holding someone I know hostage. Stones and glass houses, my friend. And then I escape once again, and to get his attention, I liberate another outpost, Ace Ventura style, and with a mix of 80s action style hero. Liberator was the next trophy then I was given. And how I got this trophy is by liberating 5 outposts from Eden's Gate. Anybody else think public transport is too slow? Because like, my god, this is bad. I mean, come on, you have an accelerator for a reason, go. The next trophy that I managed to unlock was called Kicking the Hornet's Nest. And how I managed to get this trophy was by doing stuff around the map to piss John off enough that he wants to come get me. Sounds a bit like Wrath if you ask me. I encountered a glitch where John wouldn't show up, so I decided to go get my next trophy called What Now? And this was a fairly easy and straightforward trophy. All you have to do is 3 random side quests. And the third side quest I was doing was with Larry here, but I did manage to figure it out after a while. Thank you, Google. And if you want to know what he said to me, he said, "I'll give you 20 bucks in nuggets if you just calm yourself." And I'd take that deal too, would you? I mean, 20 nuggies is 20 nuggies. Saving Deputy Hudson was the next trophy that I managed to get. After John totally gave me his key voluntarily for his bunker, I went to go rescue the female deputy, Hudson. And no, she doesn't decide to help us to continue in our adventure, she just chills around Falls End. With John dealt with, we go on to the sister of the group, Faith, and she introduces us to a thing called the Bliss. We then take a page from The Walking Dead and we take over a prison and help defend it. Ends better for us though, because we've rocket launchers. Walk the Path was the next trophy I managed to acquire. And how I got this trophy is by blowing up enough shrines and blowing up a statue of Father that Faith specially made for him with a surprise inside that I burned. Doing all this was enough to piss Faith off to bring me into the Bliss, whether I wanted to or not, and introduce herself properly. While exploring, the next trophy that I managed to unlock was called Squish and Run. And how I managed to unlock this trophy is by running over and killing 20 enemies while in a car. I do this, I lose my license. He does this, he's a hero. The next trophy that I managed to acquire was called Sewer Rat. And all I did to get this trophy was bomb a water treatment plant that the cult were currently occupying. I didn't just stumble upon this either, this was a side mission. While back out exploring again, I managed to unlock my next trophy, which was called Scavenger. And all I had to do to get this trophy was follow the clues and find the treasure at the end, and do this 3 times. And the treasure at the end of these can range from different things, from a car to a boat, and it always has heaps of cash. Don't you just hate it when you're off exploring and a random dancing lady just appears out of nowhere? Speaking of appearing out of nowhere, the next trophy that I managed to get was called Extra Crafty. And how I managed to get this trophy was by crafting 25 items. And the items I crafted were just bombs. The next trophy I got was one of the more fun ones, and it was called Peachy Keen. And all I had to do to get this trophy was bait Peaches into going back home. And the lady that was minding her said she was sick of her shite, so I could have her. So it's a win-win for me. And I actually got abducted as soon as that mission finished. And this leads to the next trophy that I managed to unlock, and it was called Blissful. And how I got this trophy was by playing an extreme game of tag with the US Marshal, and of course bringing them out of the Bliss. The next trophy that I managed to wrangle was called Close and Personal. And how I did manage to wrangle this trophy is by getting close to an enemy and taking them down. And I had to do this for a total of 25 times. And there's one thing I definitely learned about this game, it is not to mess with the locals. If you need a boat, just go get one. Don't try and take one off them, or you'll end up fighting the locals and the bad guys at the exact same time. Saving Sheriff Whitehorse was the next trophy that I managed to unlock. And how I got this trophy is by pissing Faith off enough that she will appear to me and I could ask her where her bunker is so I could go find our favorite sheriff, that is Whitehorse. With Faith and John taken care of, we're on to the other brother who's in the north, and the easiest brother of all of them if you ask me, but he did have the most fun interactions. And to start in this area, we're going to need a base of operations, so I decide to liberate this camp, the Barron Lumber Mill, and after liberating the camp, we get to meet none other than Dutch's niece. After taking over another liberation camp, I managed to piss Jacob off enough that he sent out his elite soldiers, and I thought I'd be safe in the liberated camp, but I was not. You have to give it up to his hunters, they are a good shot and they are sneaky bastards. But this does lead on to the next trophy that I managed to get, and it was called Only You. And how I managed to get this trophy is by listening to a very hypnotizing song and running through one of Jacob's trials. And this is what I was talking about earlier with the interesting interactions. And after escaping Jacob's once again, I went on to cause a load of rampage and piss him off so much that he sent out his elite hunters again for me. And I thought I'd be safe in a helicopter, but once again, I was not. I mean, how do you even train soldiers good enough with handguns to shoot you at a helicopter that's in the air shooting back at you? And once again, after being caught, I get put through another trial of Jacob's, and this deputy is going to have some serious PTSD after this. I mean, between Jacob and Faith alone, his mind must be absolute mush. And speaking of mush, the next trophy I managed to get was called Saving Deputy Pratt, and I managed to get this key a lot easier than I thought I would, because I just asked Jacob, could I have the key to his bunker to rescue Pratt, considering I did all his tests perfectly fine. He didn't tell everyone I was coming though, so I had to battle my way through them to get to Pratt. So with all the rookie's friends in safe places and all the seeds nearly taken care of, I head off for Joseph's compound where I get my next trophy, Like a Bird. And all you have to do to get this trophy is travel more than 5,000 meters using your wingsuit, and this has to be the most badass way to make an entrance in any video game. The next trophy that I managed to secure was called Together Forever, and all I did to get this trophy was confront Joseph, where he gave me two options, and I feel like I chose the best one. And if you played this game, let me know which choice you think is better, option A or option B. And speaking of wrong choices, the next person I managed to find is Herc. And does anyone know why this guy became so popular? He's just in every Far Cry game. On to the next trophy that I managed to get, and it was called Troublemaker. And this is another quite simple trophy to get. All you have to do is blow up a shrine in everybody's region, including Dutch's one, which is where I got this. I then decided I need this next trophy locked and loaded before I go on to the next one. And all you have to do to unlock this trophy is just buy every attachment for one weapon. I did this for my sniper. And then the next trophy that I managed to unlock was called Ghost Kill. And how you get this trophy is by using your bow or a sniper to take someone out from 150 meters away. I actually didn't think I was 150 meters away from that kill, but looks like I was. And I wasn't far enough away when I took this shot, even though I thought I was, but the game had other ideas. Now on to the next trophy that wasn't as violent that I managed to unlock, called Science Fact. And how you get this trophy is not by calling the loony bin on Larry, but actually trying to help him out to prove there's other life in this world, which actually comes true. And once other life is proven, Larry decides to tip. While Larry up and left, we decided to introduce a new member into Hope County and get the next trophy called Special Delivery. And to unlock this trophy, all you have to do is agree to be the chauffeur for a day and drop Nick, your best friend, and his missus off to the hospital where she can have a baby. The next trophy I managed to unlock was called the Hurt Locker. And to unlock this trophy, all you have to do is let the man with the brains of a baby follow you around and blow shit up. 15 vehicles to be exact. And speaking of popular characters, I managed to run into a very famous one that many people should know called Willis. And he actually has a mission for us. And while on that mission, I actually managed to get my next trophy called Opportunity Knocks. And how you unlock this trophy is by either using rocks or cans to distract a total of 15 enemies. The character in this game becomes so strong that he can pull an enemy over an invisible wall and bait his head against it. I wanted to do a bit of socializing, so I decided to get this next trophy called Ain't No Wallflower. And how you unlock this trophy is just by going to any outpost or any town and talking to 50 random NPCs. And on to the next trophy that I decided to get, and it was called Pack Rat. And this trophy is in every single game you play because it's where you have to collect a few things. No collecting for this next trophy, and its name is Death from Above. And how you acquire this trophy is by dropping a bomb from a plane and destroying or disabling 4 cars at once. And the only way I could figure out to do this trophy was by putting cars around a plane and then just dropping a bomb without even flying the plane. Because every other time I tried to do something else, this shit would happen. And my god, the NPCs are stupid. Or just very brave, I don't know which. And speaking of stupid, this next trophy that I managed to get was called Fertilize the Land. And how I managed to acquire this trophy is by getting into a tractor and running over 5 brain dead fellas called Angels. I managed to get this trophy fairly easily by doing this side quest for this man right here. And I found it funny what kind of project he was working on as well. The next trophy I managed to acquire was called Ace Killer. And to unlock this trophy, all you have to do is destroy 10 planes while in a plane yourself. And I did this the lazy do it. I just spawned one in and shot it until it exploded 10 times. The next trophy I got was a bit fishy, and it was called Fish Market. And how I acquired this trophy is fairly straight easy. I went and caught 20 fish and sold them to any shop that would give me cash for them. I wonder if they would have given me anything else other than cash. While still fishing, I managed to get my next trophy called Ignoble Beasts. And how I got this trophy is by beating up a bison with nothing other than a melee tool. And this has to be one of the harshest trophies in the game. And the reason I was still fishing is because I needed this next trophy called Hope County Master Angler. And how you get this trophy is by getting all 4 fishing rods in Hope County. The first 2 you can just buy, but the third one you need to help this lady right here. And the 4th one is where the hard part comes in, because you need to break every record of every fish caught in Hope County. Survivalist was the next trophy that I managed to get. And all I had to do to acquire this trophy was purchase half of the skill points that are available. And the majority of them are absolutely shit. The next trophy that I managed to unlock was called Explosive Surprise. And how I got this trophy is by waiting patiently for someone to step near a car so I could sabotage it and blow them up. And to do this 5 times. And the place where I kept going to blow up the one person actually had a bull with it. So I decided to get my next trophy here. And it was called Where's the Beef? And this trophy was very simple as well. All you had to do was throw hands with a bull until it died. And this trophy was instantly hilarious to me because I took a buff to just help me out and I killed it in one punch. And it just kind of flew up into the air. The next trophy that I went and got was called Stocked Garage. And this trophy is fairly easy and fairly straightforward. All you have to do is buy 3 cars to stock your garage. And getting the last trophy also helped me get this trophy called Big Spender. And once again, this is very easy and straightforward trophy. All you have to do is spend $50,000 in the vehicle garage stores. And you can do this just by buying the cars in the garage and even buying new colors for them. And speaking of buying new things, the next trophy I got was called Fashion First. And all you have to do to get this trophy is spend $1,000 on yourself for new clothing items in the campaign. And you can buy all these clothes individually, or you can just buy a whole outfit that spends over $1,000. The greatest SOB that ever lived was the next trophy that I managed to acquire. And all you have to do to get this trophy is go to all 3 regions and do one mission called Clutch Nixon. And the ones I did were flying, more flying, and then on a quad bike. I did try one where I had to use my wingsuit, but Jesus Christ, it was awful. And speaking of awful, this next trophy I got was actually just that, and it was called Been There, Done That. And it seems quite straightforward to get this trophy. All you have to do is complete all fishing challenges and all hunting challenges. And it was the hunting part that gave me a problem, trying to find the goddamn eagles. And in case anyone can't find any, this is where I found them the most. And now we're on to the co-op missions, starting with the first one called Arcade Hero. And how you get this trophy is by playing Arcade Hero 5 times. And the next trophy that I managed to get was called Arcade Enthusiast. And all I had to do to get this trophy was play 10 featured maps in solo or campaign. I did it solo. And I just did the map Outpost 10 times. And the next few trophies I thought would be impossible, and they're all online multiplayer. No one I knew had Far Cry 4, so what I decided to do is use an old account on my PS4. So the first trophy I got was called Arcade Hunter. And you get this for killing 100 enemies on one of the multiplayer maps. But as we know, I just killed my old account. The next trophy then that I got was called Arcade Player. And all you have to do to get this trophy is reach level 20 while playing in the arcade. This can be on the multi-maps, hero, or whatever else is there. And the next trophy that was unlocked then was called Arcade Competitor. And how you get this trophy is by playing and winning 10 featured maps in multiplayer mode. You can play the same map over and over again. I did. The second last trophy I got then was called Hitting It Off. And all you have to do is complete 3 quests with a friend in the campaign mode. And with that trophy I finally got the Platinum Trophy for Far Cry 5. So this does mark the end of the video, guys, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did making it, and I hope to see you in the next one. So goodbye for now.